Okay, FNCS, not fully cut.
As a solo, first moving till the end game, winning the game and winning the whole tournament by 3 points.
For the 2024 FNCS competitive season, $7.5 million. Like, simultaneously at the exact same time, I'm like, what team is this? It's gotta be Peterbot. It's like, Boogus 21, man, I can keep up. Absolutely not.
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly Fortcast. My name is BenK.
And I'm Pfluger.
And dude, this is the last episode of January.
It is.
Not only that, we're hot off of our first guest. This would be our first episode back. Just us two, man. The returning duo.
The legends.
But man, that to have a guest on for the first time was awesome. Ben Penn was
dude, such an awesome guy, honestly.
Well, also as like a first guest.
Yeah.
Great.
Perfect. Legit perfect.
We had some really cool interactions with a lot of people from the UEFN community. I don't know if you were seeing some of the people who were interacting with
it
their
was
stuff.
good. Yeah. And the feedback on the video is also really good.
Exactly.
So I appreciate y'all.
People really liking the new set. I got a bunch of people reach out, talk about the set.
100%.
And it could be any of you viewers sitting in that seat in the next episode.
Yeah, 100%.
Where
I'm sitting.
Yeah, we're still looking for new stuff. Ideally, the next episode we'll have a guest. If we can at least rotate back and forth, that'd be ideal in my world.
I would love that, honestly.
But even more than that, I'd love to have a guest on every week. But we'll ramp it up as we can, of course.
100%.
We don't want to force anything or force anyone onto the couch because that's just a little weird.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like this episode, I'm excited about this episode.
Oh, well, dude, we almost delayed the Ben Penn episode for this one, basically.
Exactly, because it's big, it's massive. Yeah. It is FNCS.
Yeah, literally, dude, like FNCS is announced. We finally got the announcement everyone was begging for. We knew that Blast had been renewed for another 4 years, so we knew, okay, FNCS, not fully cut.
Yeah.
Going to be
thankfully,
returning.
honestly.
But nobody had dates. Nobody knew what the actual qualification format was going to be. What's the prize pool? Is it going to be majors? Is there going to be globals? We had no idea.
Nothing. We legit knew nothing, so.
Yeah, and of course, the announcement dropped, blew up everywhere. And, dude, I remember waking up that morning and just seeing this and this. And everyone dies because it's a big document.
And it was a lot to take in. So
also, I was saying everyone just dissecting the little pieces of this document. Because man, who has time to read every single word of it? Thankfully, Fortnite community is on it because I know they were searching for certain stuff in that document.
Oh yeah,
and there was some good, there was some bad.
Yep.
We'll cover all of it here, but I guess some of the big main points. Prize pool. The overall prize pool for the 2024 FNCS competitive season, $7.5 million.
That's great. Just for FNCS is wild.
Yep.
I mean, we'll take that. Hey, we'll take that.
Hey, $7.5 million is a lot. And a lot of people on social media were complaining because it is a decrease from the 2023 competitive season. $7.5 million is still.
How much does it decrease by? Like what? 500,000?
I think it was like 1.7 million.
I mean, still.
But you have to think, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the way Epic has to look at things is like they're getting the same amount of viewers regardless of player base.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's investment versus return. And in the end, Fortnite still has one of the largest prize pools in all of esports. And they put on awesome events, which leads us into the kind of the format for the season. Man, it's 3 majors.
Yep.
And a championship at the end of the year.
Yeah. There's no last chance major.
No last chance major as well. So you got 3 chances, make them count. You're not going to get an extra opportunity, which will kind of guarantee, I guess, 50 spots. They did say inside of the actual place as well will be sent to the global championships. I'm not sure if there was the official title given to it, but
I think it was. I think they said global championships.
Yeah, but
so, like 2024.
Yeah, the main LAN event for the year being only 50 spots. So it won't be like last year's format where, what was it? Was it
75?
75. Yeah, they had an upper and lower bracket, which just speculating here. I would hope that means if it's just 50 players, we'll get a 2-day finals again because a 1-day final with 6 games at globals. You know, globals was awesome through and through, but kind of a bummer to see that.
Yeah, I agree, honestly.
You just miss out on so much.
I mean, there could have been so many more chances. Like, Kamian said, it could have won the whole thing again.
They were coming back towards the back half of games, but it's like with a 6-game format.
There's not enough time.
Yeah, one mid-game issue, an off spawn, you're not getting the loot that you need, whatever it might be. You don't have that game to burn.
So I think it is good that they limited that back down to like 50 players going.
Yeah.
So I felt like 75 was too much having an upper bracket and lower bracket. But having that, if they have that like in an online format, which I think that's what it is in semis, I could be wrong though, like an upper bracket, lower bracket kind of.
Yeah. So the actual new qualification format, which they like to do this all the time, where they'll reformat it to something different. We've seen divisional cups, we've seen ranked cups, we've seen just simple open semis, finals, qualified from top finals to grands. We've seen all sorts of different stuff. Now we have multiple weeks of qualifiers going into stuff, and we'll pop up the graphic for you guys to take a look at and kind of see how it works. But in a nutshell, the way it'll work is there are 4 rounds of open qualifiers in week 1 and 2. That will then go into week 3, which is a bye week.
Yep.
And then week 4, the semifinals will have a upper round 1, lower round 1, upper round 2, upper round 3, so far and so forth. So it'll give you at least 3 chances to qualify in 6 different sessions. And then the top places from each of those will move on to the grand finals, which is a 2-day grand finals. And this being major 1, is only 1 spot for NA? 2 spots for NA?
I think it's only 1 spot. Yeah, only 1 spot for NA. Honestly, all regions are only 1 spot, except for EU. EU has 2 spots, I'm pretty sure. So,
and which is kind of, I'm not sure why they do it. I guess it's just kind of give players a little bit more time to get comfortable on the map, because it might be 1 spot qualifying to global champs out of this major, but then it ramps up. Then it's like 3.
Right,
and
that's
I think
what
the
it is.
last one is 10.
It's a lot for the last one, I'm pretty sure.
So it's...
I mean, it's reasonable just because, like, duos usually don't, like, stick for a long time.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's pretty reasonable having 1 spot early on in this year, and then just throughout the year, like, getting more spots as we get closer to the global. So.
Yeah. Well, plus it gives Epic a lot more time to integrate new things.
Yeah,
One of the things that I thought was interesting that they chose not to integrate in this season, in this major at least, was mid-game objectives. No longer a thing.
No.
Rift Island still going to be featured in regular gameplay.
Yep.
Where you have the capture point. You can go and stand inside the circle, raise the flag. You can get the loot that comes from it. No points though.
Yeah, no points. No points in CC. No points in Victory Cup.
And they confirmed no points in FNCS either, which was interesting because I remember on launch day seeing the train come into it. I thought this is awesome. And in the trailer, one of the first things I noticed was that it said capture the train mid-game objective.
Yeah, that was
which would have put it under the same category as the Rift Island, meaning I assume they intended, for whatever reason they chose not to do it for this major or for this season.
Which is interesting, honestly.
It would have means you'll be fighting teams kind of like in a zero build style to capture the train, because you can't build on the train.
No, you cannot.
So it'd be interesting. That's where you saw the clips of the players using the riot shields on there.
Yeah.
It would come in handy on the train.
It was kind of cool. I mean, it was a sick video, so
yeah,
it was nice.
It was seriously. But I'm sure there will be a lot more to come towards the game as the seasons go on. It'll be 1 season, 1 major, 3 seasons going into the Global Championship, which will be somewhere around September.
Probably, most likely,
of this year. Praying it's an NA.
I hope it's an A. I do hope it's an A. That would be so good.
I was talking about it in my chat today. Kayla Sue, who is a writer for Dignitas, was in my chat. It was talking to me about it, saying like, "Hey, I heard some rumblings. It might be an NA," and I'm like, you know what? It makes sense.
Fingers crossed. Honestly, I mean, it would. I wouldn't oppose it to be in like a different region, even like Asia or like
Asia would be
Brazil
sick.
or something like that. Yeah,
hurt my wallet, but it'd be sick.
Imagine like Singapore. Oh, that would be cool. Wait, that would be cool. See,
as much as I would love to go to like an underrepresented region, like we go to OCE or something like that, I don't think it'll ever happen.
Probably not.
Just because of the amount of money it costs for travel and visas for these players. And with the main regions being so much larger than the smaller regions, being NA and EU, they just absolutely tower above OCE, Asia, Brazil in terms of player count. And spots in global championship. It's just so hard to secure visas for people, and that's where I'll keep arguing for it to be here in NA, specifically here in Texas, in DFW. Maybe we're looking at Dickey's Arena. Like, come on now,
say the word. I'm down.
Right in our backyard, and just because, man, so many of these pros, most of the tier 1 pros, I don't know if I can name one that isn't here in Texas. I think NPen might be one of the few that isn't, but almost all of them having a spot here in Texas. You don't need a visa.
No.
And they're already here.
Yeah.
And a lot of the players in EU, you do have to secure visas because there's so many different countries that are moving across borders. Here you have the entire country.
All pretty much in Texas.
Exactly. Like easy enough to get everyone here to compete.
I mean, it makes
Texas.
sense. It would make sense on the server as well. So.
Exactly, we're right on the server. Granted, they
perfect.
use LAN. They use LAN or dedicated clients.
Yeah.
For that kind of stuff. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's still here. It's the hometown. This is where the hardcore fans are moving to. A lot of the tier 2 pros as well. Get them out. Get them watching this stuff to motivate them to invest into FNCS. So that's what you need. You need those competitors to still want to reinvest year after year after year.
Yep.
Getting them in seats at global championships. I'll tell you right now, every time I go to a global champs invitational, makes me want to boot up FNCS and start playing again.
It really does.
I start debating it every
like,
maybe
maybe I can get back into it.
Maybe I'm not that old. Booga's 21.
Feeling kind of young.
It's like Booga's 21, man. I can keep up. Absolutely not.
No, I played the Cash Cup first time in 6 months.
Oh yeah.
I was feeling young.
Hey.
Got top 3,000. It was not looking pretty.
I honestly, I'd probably be playing FNCS on Friday if I wasn't going out of town.
Yeah.
Got 23rd in a mix-up Monday, so just saying.
Wait,
guys,
that's not bad. That's not
bad,
bad. Wait, BenK's return to
we
build?
absolutely sold our first 4 games, but our last 3 back-to-back
Bang, bang,
VRs. The format totally wasn't win only, and we definitely didn't grief for Fortcast Tower every single game.
Why would you do that? No. Not play Mecca in zone.
Yeah, we're gonna sit with. No, I'm not even kidding. We were getting keyed by Trey 509, our second to last game. I was like, I know Trey. I'm not fighting him. I grabbed card and we ran to the coastline.
Oh my gosh.
It is a one
Time
tick
to start
into fifth
swimming.
zone.
I
Dude,
like the beach. I'm down to swim.
that's all I'm like. We are not leaving the zone until we see that medallion with Peter Griffin shotgun.
That's so
the
good.
Other way.
That is so good.
Not
oh
a
my
chance I'm
gosh.
dealing with that. Oh, man. But, dude, talking about tournaments, Cash
Yeah.
Cup results. We've seen 2 rounds of Cash Cups now, 2 weeks, because last week we had our UEFN guest, so it wasn't really topic of
It was
conversation.
kind of back-to-back also. I'm pretty sure it was like within 3 days of each other, like the duo Cash Cups. It was
Pretty
like
quick.
back-to-back.
Yeah. But EU winners from Cash Cup number 2. Wheat and Shamoki?
Yeah, Shmoki's
Yeah.
from, I think Shmoki's from Asia, right? He was one of the players that moved over from
think you're
Asia
right.
to
I think you're right.
EU. So that's good for him, honestly.
And then Cash Cup 2. I mean, dude, like who? Of course.
Anybody surprised Cammy and Seti winning again?
Yeah.
Now, I do want to mention, Cammy had the craziest clutch last game, going as a solo, first moving till the end game, winning the game, and winning the whole tournament by 3 points.
I tuned in at the end. I can't remember what was going on. I started working on something right in the last couple of games that were happening. What team? There was a team that was in first place for almost the entire tournament.
It wasn't Pixie, right? Wait, was it Pixie?
It might have been Pixie.
It
I'm
might
not
have
sure.
been Pixie. It might have been Pixie.
But there was a team in first place all throughout the entire
did
Cash
they
Cup.
crash?
Something happened. They got surprise conned or someone crashed last game. They opened their map, which seems to be an issue right now.
That is a crash issue. I was playing in Stride, top 10 situation, top 10 players. I had 3 bunkers. We had 4 bunkers total, right?
Yeah.
Grappler. We had everything we needed. I pulled my grappler, open my map, crash.
Yep. Do not open your map right now.
Later. We'll see you in game.
Do not open your map at endgame.
Don't
right
open your
now.
map.
Do not
It's
do
over.
It. But Seti and Cammy clutched up in the last minutes.
Yep.
At least to see them pull out the win. They're deserving
good
of
thing.
it. They always will be.
Yep.
But NA winners. This is where things get a little bit exciting, man. I've bought in heavily to NA this season.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's obviously a little bit of bias, but watching.
Can you complain though? I mean, NA's been going crazy
I'm being
recently
completely
with the
honest.
content, honestly.
I think NA is way more entertaining than EU this season.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Way more entertaining. Just the amount of characters that are in the mix this time, the content being pushed out by the players in NA. NA, by far, more impressions, more fans. NA is on top right now in terms of like.
I agree but disagree because now we
Really?
have Moneymaker and we have
Money.
We have Shakaladin. He's
Yeah.
now coaching them, live streaming like the coaching gameplay as well. So I mean, like I wake up, watch EU Cash Cup. I mean, that's the thing I do.
No, I mean, I still watch it. I'm
Yeah.
not saying don't watch it, but like, dude, like NA has some.
I mean, that is true,
really,
though. Yeah.
NA has some really cool storylines
Yeah,
going on
I
right
agree.
now.
I agree.
And one of the main ones that I've talked about a bunch, Ritual and Reet, dude.
That is a
We
good
mentioned
duo.
him
That's a good duo.
not last episode, the episode before. Ritual getting signed to Chronic.
Yeah.
Reet still balling out on Agent. And man, we saw some crazy stuff coming out of them. First Cash Cup of the season. absolutely dominating, slamming the whole lobby.
It was a domination. I mean, they legit were unstoppable.
Any fight they showed up to, it was easy for them. And it was the same today during the Cash Cup. Honestly, I watched Reet with the nastiest 1v2 I've seen, and that'll be featured in the clips of the week later on in this episode. But obviously, they didn't play super well. I think I ended up around 23rd, 22nd, something like that in the actual rankings. But at the top of the leaderboard, there was just as much action. Man, it was up until the end. It was Acorn and Cold just above Clicks and Epic Whale. Right there, neck and neck, the whole time, 10 points right there. Clicks and Epic Whale had the best average placement out of any team in the competition the entire time.
That's good seeing close to them doing pop off. Dude, like, that's so good.
They're running a new strategy, and this is what I think is so interesting. I'm not sure if you were able to watch them closely. So, only team I've ever seen do this.
Okay.
Clicks does not carry an AR and SMG.
Sniper shotgun?
Sniper shotgun.
That is
he runs
the loadout. I love that loadout. That is what I ran.
That's a zero build loadout.
That is a zero build loadout. I love that loadout. You know who runs that also? Moneymaker. Moneymaker on EU. I think he's the one who invented it. And everybody's running it now.
I don't know what it was, but today, because I was doing a watch party for it, only person I saw run it in NA today was Clicks.
Really?
Because they're landing lavish. Uncon. Second week in a row, by the way, they're getting lavish uncon.
That's so good.
Medallion every game. Mythic Frenzy. Clicks being the one that holds the Mythic Frenzy every single game. They get the vault. They're getting high tier weapons. It's always going to be rare or better as far as like rarity goes. Sniper, shotgun, into late game. They get double grappler almost every single time.
I mean, can we see the Clicks and Epic Well FSS 1?
Dude, I think Clicks is due for one eventually. Everyone thought it was with Scented. Then when they paired up with Epic Whale, people thought, okay, this is good. They're both a little bit older. Maybe it'll be interesting. They're like both veteran talent. It's giving off vibes of like Mongrel and Mr. Savage a little bit. But of course, both of them still very much active in the scene. More like Mongrel coming out of retirement, but still that OG kind of a feeling. And they didn't do well at Globals.
Nope.
Not qualifying to Grand Finals, which was the first Grand Finals that Epic Whale didn't qual to.
Which is insane. So now Kanata's the only one who's qualified to every single Grand Finals.
Yep. And now seeing them work with their coach, BloodX, and Call every single tournament, they're putting the pieces together. And to see them at the top of that leaderboard, it was well earned up until the very last game.
Yep.
Very last game. And I could find the clip. Me and Jacob sitting there watching the game. Clicks and Epic Well. It's going about their business. Body snipe here, body snipe there. Surge taken care of. They get into a fight. They over-rotated their center zone where they probably shouldn't be. There's really no out. And it's because this is one of the first games that zone pulls onto their drop spot.
Yeah.
So they are just kind of in that weird limbo where they don't know where to go, but they don't want to sit inside their POI. They're going to end up getting stuck and congested, right?
Yeah.
So they're just kind of working the edge a little bit, picking up Surge, hopping from bush to bush. They end up in a box fight.
Yeah.
They start fighting, and then this team just gets overly aggressive, pushing. And me and Jacob simultaneously at the exact same time, I'm like, what team is this? It's gotta be Peterbot. The same time me and Jacob say it's gotta be Peterbot at the exact same moment. There was a long pause, gotta be Peterbot. It was Peterbot keying them. And the worst part is, Clicks and Epic Whale, die, 30th place, Peterbot, 29th.
Oh my
Full
gosh.
grief. They lose second place, drop down to third.
No way. Wait, so would they have qualified to the finals if they did like do good that game?
No, this was in finals.
That was in finals?
That was just now. This happened.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so they got dropped from second. They were in second the entire tournament to third.
Oh my God.
They got lucky. It was
I
just
thought that
third.
was globals.
No. That was just now. Dude, it was like... It was so unfortunate to see, and they were so upset.
Wait, no.
Because they literally hadn't placed outside of top 10 the entire tournament. And then it's just mid-game Peterbot.
That hurts.
It was Poyo and Peterbot, man.
I mean, who else would it be? Who else would do that? Maybe Reet, but
It was so funny because I didn't clock it originally. I went Poyo. Poyo and Sphinx, what happened? Poyo and Peterbot! I knew it!
Uh-oh.
Me and Jacob were both yelling.
In the lobby.
We're like, God, man. I felt so bad for it, too.
No.
They earned that, man. They've been putting in so much work. It was time they finally picked up a tournament winner or something. Even a second place, man. The money's good in Cash Cups now, too.
It is good now.
Especially on NA.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Cash Cups are really entertaining right now, especially on NA. So if you guys Didn't get to watch it. Go watch some of the Cash Cups back.
We'll watch BenK do a little watch party. I mean,
yeah, come check it out next week. Maybe we'll be live.
sir.
We'll wait
Who
and see.
knows? Who knows?
But another, I guess the big drama that was going on specifically during EU. Blast was doing some shenanigans during the Cash Cup
I forgot about that
earlier today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, dude,
Vlash decided to do a little production run in the Cash Cup today, allowing I think 8 spectators.
the max was 8. Yeah.
In the Cash Cup, making the servers unplayable. I've seen some crazy clips. We might even throw up one two up here.
We'll pull
Might as
some
well.
up.
And yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. Like servers looked unplayable. It was awful. So
In EU has been established for a while now as the test region, right?
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
run all the performance evaluation cups, and the performance evaluation cups are meant to be the tournaments where Blast can do these tests and where they can run tests in general. They didn't during the performance evaluation
Nope.
cup, and instead ran the tests in the Cash Cup
is
finals.
crazy.
So there were a lot of very unhappy EU players.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Even some of the like streamers, like Ozzy was not happy. Boop was not happy.
yeah, because I mean
So.
they start with 8. They started to run them down. I'm not sure how
Yeah,
they
it
were
went down
checking
to like
how
4
many.
too. I'm pretty sure.
I think they ended up like the last game had 1,
Yeah,
and it was still not great, but it was like at least playable.
it was playable. Yeah.
And this is just ahead of FNCS, which is this weekend. Makes you wonder what it's going to look like through the rest of it. I mean, of course, that's in a set lobby, and there's rolling lobbies. There's not set
Right.
lobbies at all in this FNCS,
Mm-hmm.
which is a massive change. So they're hoping that basically it's a roll of the dice if you're going to be in the lobby with the spectators or not. If you're going to be able to actually play in
That's
game,
crazy. Oh my gosh.
which is not ideal.
No, that's not ideal. But you know what? We'll have to see how it goes. Hey, I do want to mention, what are your FNCS predictions? Week 1 opens. Who do you think's taking it?
Reet and Ritual has to be. I've been betting on
Okay.
them since the beginning. I can't switch up.
You know, I was gonna go with Clicks Epic Well, but I might switch up. I'm feeling a little Polo Peterbot.
Pollo
I
and
am.
Peterbot. Are they?
I mean, I
are they
could
a
see them
set
taking
duo?
home. I think that is.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I could see them taking home, like just at least the opens. You know, open finals. I could see that.
Yeah,
I guess I'm taking it.
I could see. Well, Peterbot now free agent. So
You know who's coming on? You know who's on the come up again? Yams Rise. I haven't seen them in a little bit.
They were the ones who stole away second place.
Yeah,
from
yeah,
Clicks and
yeah.
Epic Will today.
So I wouldn't be surprised seeing them also up there. So I
Yeah.
think they're getting back into the flow of things.
Dude,
So
looking at the leaderboard for this NA Cash Cup, it was so stacked. And the
Really?
names is just boom, veterans.
Oh my gosh.
It's just giving me Major 3 vibes from last year, and it's like
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm so excited, man.
it's going to be a good FNCS.
Plus, FNCS is going to be only series points now. It's not going to be if you perform bad, you still have a chance to through the series points and stuff. So
I like this format.
I do
really
also. I think it's perfect.
I wish there were set lobbies. Other than that, great.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
But beyond Cash Cups and things like that, we have some pretty big meta changes as far as like gameplay. First of which, sniper changes. Man, dude, rattle them off. I know you know them.
Oh my gosh. I mean, the sniper bullet drop off. I mean, everybody's seen it. It's 40% now. I'm pretty sure that decreased by, which is a crazy amount. It's so hard to hit those long range snipes now, but you know what? Gotta adjust to it. So
And it needed to be done.
it did.
And
it
it's
did.
still busted. But
It is still busted. I think it's getting a lot better because I have not had as many headshot snipes. I've
Yeah.
only hit body shots recently, and I've realized they've also decreased the bullets, like the bullet speed. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
So
the speed that you can actually fire it, like
Yeah,
get the shots off, even with the attachments like the quick mag, it's slowed down a lot.
it's noticeable, but it's nothing crazy, you know.
And on top of that, they decreased spawn rates
Yeah.
in the vaults.
Oh, yeah.
Not guaranteed to get 2
That is
snipers
not
off the wall
guaranteed
every game
anymore.
because
I used to land the cave where
Yeah.
it would be guaranteed 3 spawns. I have not landed there ever since. So.
Well, because I mean, especially in pubs, but even in competitive, like to guarantee 2 snipers off spawn, that's 1 body shot. That's whatever to a player without shield early game. I mean, it's way too powerful.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
Especially in the rate that they were dropping.
Yep, I agree.
So good changes. Players are adapting well, which is great to see. FOV slider, man.
I'm excited. Okay. I want to dive into this one. I'm excited. Let me sit up. I'm excited about this one, chat. Okay. Yeah, I called your chat. That's something I'm used to. Okay.
Okay.
I'm excited about this one. I've wanted FOV sliders ever since chapter 1. Or chapter 1. Legit chapter 1 season, like, what, 5? Ever since they took out
everyone wanted
Stretch.
them. Yeah.
And it is here. It is here. Now, it's not what we were expecting.
No.
But
It's a start.
it's a start. I'm excited about this. It is not a major FOV change. It is you could change it with the car POV, FOV, and then the sprint FOV, I'm pretty sure. So
you can up it a little bit. So if you guys at home want the max FOV, which I would hope if you're some sort of a competitive player, you would like the most competitive edge that you can have in any sort of a fight in general, go into your settings, check. There is a new setting, and you can up it just a little bit. Not going to change much as far as gameplay, but go ahead and tack it up.
You'll notice it a little bit. So
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice change.
It's most of it is with sprinting or in cars, so just tack it up, move it up to that. I think you're
I think it's
set at
5%.
like it's like at 100,
5,
and now it's 105. Not a huge change, but just to know they have it implemented and have the ability.
Yeah.
Now you can start to advocate that we would want more, and it's a simple change of a value.
Exactly.
So it's
excited,
a step in the
man.
right direction.
It's a huge step. I'm so excited for that one.
Yep. Another massive change. A lot of players were kind of upset about it, but in retrospect, when looking back, not a huge deal. Decrease in sprinting speeds, decreased by 40% as well, I think.
I mean,
or
it
20%
sounded like
decrease.
a lot in the beginning, right?
And it looks like a lot because the strafing was a little bit ridiculous when you would tack sprint. You're moving, it's kind of crazy, but
now we're back to like the chapter 4 vibes of the sprinting, which is good. My only concern with it is still the snipers. Like I feel like the snipers are still like pretty overpowered with the sprinting. So.
No, definitely. Especially at close range, it's just too easy with the hollow sights on them. But yeah, it is the exact chapter 4 speed. So anyone who wants to complain is like, this is what you had before.
Yep.
It doesn't feel slower, really.
No, it doesn't.
Because they fixed the animations.
Right.
Which at the beginning of the season, if you guys remember, a lot of clunky animations on the start of it. Big.
Nobody was happy. Nobody was excited.
Nobody was super happy. There was a lot of problems, a lot of people complaining. Now they've kind of smoothed things out a lot more. It looks way better. It's completely normal. I don't even notice that it's different anymore.
I don't notice either.
So the decrease in speed wasn't really a huge deal. I like the way they handled it though, to be like, we upped it so it would help you guys get used to it. Now decreasing it back down because everything's ironed out.
That was perfect. That was actually perfect by them, I feel like. Yeah.
I think it was handled perfectly. Big gripe from you, though, as far as like gameplay changes in loot pool. Your new favorite item, right?
My new favorite item that might make me lose my mind. I'm not kidding. The Anvil rocket launcher is back, making zero builds unplayable.
Is it really that bad? I don't think I've played any zero builds since it came out.
Bad. It one-shots bunkers. You cannot throw any bunkers or you're screwed. The only way you make it is having a riot shield. That is the only way. And I cannot stand the riot shield.
I can either.
It is the worst.
I played the first couple of victory cups for zero build, made it to finals every time, and it's just hiding behind the riot. It can't hit me. It's just, and watching the clips, and kids are screaming over this. I'm like, how can you not just like want to turn your game off?
I was like, I'm in my bed.
I would just want to back out, man. There's like 10 people up, everyone riot shields. Like, where is the fun here? Like, am I crazy?
Oh my gosh, it was so crazy.
I'm so over it for zero build. I legitimately think for zero build, they need to be just disabled or removed, or it needs to make it so that if you pump a riot shield, they're like, or it breaks or it drops on the ground or something, right?
Okay, if you have it out, it hits it, and then you get in that animation, it just breaks the shield. Why not that?
Yeah, why would it not instantly do like 50 damage or something?
Or just break half of it, so you would have to like.
Yeah,
I feel like that would, like just something like that. So it's not infinite,
Because it's way too much.
It's way too overpowered.
Or you need like a bigger movement decrease,
right?
Where like you can't outrun zone or something.
Or just take out the ammo. I'm down.
Yeah, down. Probably a bit of both needs to be done, to be honest. But of course, with FNCS looming this weekend, that is not a priority for Epic. So changes, sorry, zero build community, you're probably gonna have to wait a week or two until week 3, because week 3 is a bye week. Maybe you get some changes then. We'll wait to see. Of course,
Fingers
now
crossed.
Epic being off of vacation, that's what all of these changes are for. They were gone for the new year. They have a nice long vacation for the employees because they do work very hard dealing with all of the crap that the Fortnite community gives
Yeah.
them. So now they're back. So reoccurring
Back in the
updates
flow
every
of
2
things.
weeks.
Yes, sir.
Yep. But the other big news going on this last week, man. Not a big shock to me, to be honest. It was about time for these two. King and Pfluger, one of the best duos out of Brazil. I don't even know how many times FNCS champions moving to EU.
This one did surprise me a little bit because I know they've won a lot of FNCSs, but I wasn't expecting EU. I was expecting maybe like an NA,
right?
But EU is crazy.
I have to think, right? Legitimately, the only reason any player switches regions is for prize pool.
Yeah.
We saw Muzz move from OCE to NA.
Yep.
And that was distinctly because he had a spot with duo partners on the region.
Yep.
And he moved as a solo.
Yes, he did.
Which
Wait,
was
no, he moved as a trio. No, didn't he not bring over? It was during trios. He was moved over with Looter and.
Oh yeah, they
CX.
did not do well though.
No, they didn't.
They
and
did
then
not do
Muzz
well, but
stayed.
Muzz stuck because
and
he
then
had duos.
yes,
because he had
that's what it was.
an option to play in a different trio.
That's what it was.
Because Muzz obviously finding a ton of success in NA, multiple FNCS champion at this point.
He's here to stay. I feel like.
Here to stay, not going anywhere. King and Pfluger, on the other hand, Brazil is one of those regions that I would say they're about the same, maybe just below OCE in terms of player count. It's interesting. We've seen King get matched up against a lot of players because he was one of the ones that qualified to World Cup, competed at World Cup, did very well in World Cup. But now to see him move to EU, NA, I feel like he could find some good success.
Yep.
But EU is kind of a nasty region.
EU is
for
a
new
nasty
competitors,
region,
especially.
100%. You're gonna get contested.
That's the
will
same.
get contested.
Nobody's gonna respect him.
Yep.
He's a good player. Don't get me
Yep.
wrong. I think he'll make grand finals. He will not be uncontested, and he will not do well.
Now, I do want to mention this today. He did play the EU Cash Cup finals, which is good. He played 2 Cash Cups so far. He qualified for one of them, which is good. He got 13th in the finals while being triple contested.
I think it was quad contested.
Quad?
I think it was quad contested by the end.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's impressive.
Oh yeah,
that
it
is really impressive.
100%. It is impressive, but the problem is you cannot be successful when you're contested, especially not in an FNCS. We know this. There's never been an FNCS champion that's been contested.
Nope.
Just because of that alone, he won't qualify at a major one, and it's going to be a struggle to qualify out of the other majors one.
100%.
Good luck to him. I hope him the best, because not seeing King at a major championship on a global stage will be interesting.
It will be devastating.
It'll be the first time ever that we won't see him on a clip like that. But man, that's pretty much it for us on our actual sheet. We kind of
awesome.
We didn't really blaze through. We went through things pretty well. I think.
I feel like that's perfect. Honestly,
good conversations about a lot of stuff here. But we do have one more thing for the audience, and that's going to be the weekly Fortcast Clips of the Week. Thomas HG is one of the greatest players in the world without an FNCS championship. This might be his season, though. Check this out.
Oh, you need to go. You didn't make it. Oh my god! Oh my!
Reet and Ritual are dominating on NA right now, but Reet, all those solo squads are paying off. This 1v2 is nuts. He's so smooth with it. Even like the worst situations, everything he does seems so deliberate.
Yeah. And then it feels
Like
he's
what?
all the time in the world, bro.
He's gonna. Oh. Wait. Wait. Oh, you can't. You gotta get the knock body off of it. You can't edit these walls. Dude, that's embarrassing.
And we're back!
Oh, do it twice. But man, clips of the week are always fun to do, to fill out.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting way to kind of hype up the show a little bit, give the community some recommendations. And man, with comp in full swing, clips are getting crazier and crazier.
dude, I'm so excited for FNCS. See all of the clips. Oh, FNCS is back, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And interesting enough, we're recording this before FNCS, but this episode will be out after FNCS.
Yep.
There will be coverage on at least my social media. I'm sure you'll tweet about it.
1,000,000%.
But for anyone at home, there would have been a broadcast on Life with Panda's channel that I would have been featured on. I'm flying out to North Carolina tomorrow to be the one and only live studio broadcast for FNCS
Yes,
this
sir.
season. With no more studio broadcasts for FNCS, this will be the only live show week after week covering FNCS. It will feature some of your favorite FNCS analysts and casters and content creators in the community in a live studio show where you guys can come in and tune in. I will be finished with my part of the show after this last week, sadly, but there will be so many more guests being featured on the show for the weeks to come.
Yep.
So make sure you
tune
guys
in.
go and check it
Yeah.
out. It's always going to be an entertaining show.
At Life of Panda on Twitch, right?
On Twitter, Twitch, everywhere. Awesome dude.
Oh, yeah.
Fan of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Close friend of ours.
The legend, man.
Always a shout out.
Yes,
and
sir.
of course, doing something cool like that for the community with there no longer being a studio show. Great to see. But
Yeah.
beyond that, man, that's going to wrap it up here for us on the weekly Fortcast. Like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you guys are tuning into the YouTube on a weekly basis. Every Monday, posting a new episode.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching.
Peace.